Hey, welcome to the very podcast. Thanks for choosing us to be the start or time passer or end of day podcast.
Here we can discuss literally anything. So if you want to be a guest on the show and you have some shit you want to talk about, you're more than welcome to join us.
You can find our Discord link on the podcast YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@theverypodcast.
We look forward to hanging out and BSing with you.
Yes, we do. So grab a drink and meet us here every Sunday for a live recording.
We're also on audio platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music every Monday.
So kick back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I have a hope.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the very podcast. I'm your host, Ryan ZR, and I'm here joined by my co-host as normal, Harry. How you doing?
Fine.
And then we also have somebody who's been a long-time friend of mine. Actually, we met over YouTube, and well, they're here to tell their story and how how their stuff's going. So help me welcome Purple Moon Owl. I believe I got that right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, you got it perfectly correct.
All right. So how you been doing?
I've been doing good, I guess. Been going through a lot of processing in my life and that kind of stuff. A lot of realization and a lot of planning out throughout the years nowadays. Mainly in my private life to try and get things sorted out. Like the last time we spoke was a long time ago, if I remember that correctly. And
Yeah.
from that time point, I've just been trying to figure my life out and trying to get things sorted, as I said earlier. And it's going decently at this very point on, actually, surprisingly. Even for all the corona stuff that has been happening
Oh, yeah.
throughout the years and the months that has gone by, it's terrible. And now, especially here in Europe, with the war going on and the electricity fee going sky high, is not sometimes not the best 30 days with that, with electronic stuff. But oh well, you can still live without it some days.
Yeah.
I mean, living without electricity and all that. I mean, you're pretty much like living in like the Stone Age at that point.
Pretty true. Pretty true. Yeah. Okay, so let's see
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this whole thing with the trans community and especially the whole part of the LGBTQ community having some issues and troubles going around in the world, especially currently in some states in the USA, back in the days, and in the current state, how it is currently. And
Yeah.
it's not in the best situation at all.
Oh no.
Like, no, it's not. First of all, before I begin, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts actually on if you have heard anything or have any thoughts at all that you wanted to like, take out or ask me about or something like that. If I have any knowledge about it, if you want to have answers.
I mean, I feel like I kind of expressed it a lot in the last episode. But like the whole I mean, my whole thing is, and I've said this before. Like, I just when it comes to the whole trans thing or just the LGBTQIA plus community, I guess. I just see them as people. There's nothing different about them. I mean, they're still flesh and blood. They may have different preferences, but so what? I mean, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And yeah, that's really all I got. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm an ally. I support it.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And what about you?
Well, I'm kind of crying. Unfortunately, the school I went to and some of the family members I have wasn't exactly be on like the same level in terms of like accepting, trans or queer. And like they've no problem saying that either. Well, they're not. like they're not like as bad as
Is it like
I don't
religion
know.
based, or
Which?
is it like religion based?
Oh yeah, the school I've gone to is religion based, and like
That's why.
in terms of society, they're the way they set everything is like way back in the past. So obviously, trans will be just non-existent over there. And I don't know if you saw it, Ron, but I linked you something
Yeah, I'm looking at
in
that.
DMs. Um, will I send it to you to broken them out? Will I show you the link as well?
Yeah, sure. Send me a
Yeah,
link if
sure.
you
Yeah,
wanna.
yeah. It's about a student who has who goes on about his past experience at the school, how he was treated as a gay person.
I mean, and since you had found that, you feel free to discuss it.
Um, so essentially, like just to summarize all of it, he came out as being gay, but he was abused to absolute shit from what he wrote, like being called horrible slurs, like you named them, he's been called it.
That's.
Yeah, like yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
F slur, the F slur.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, and one teacher who was sympathetic with him eventually turned into, oh come on, you're a rock lad, get your shit together and just get to class. It's like, I mean, that's not the only story there. There's a entirely different story about my school as well, but that's just how it is. Uh,
I don't know why people have to be so hostile towards other people. For any reason. I don't get
mm,
it.
well,
I mean, if you have enough of it, prepare for that person to explode.
now, I did think it was pretty funny because, hold on the thread somewhere, his third, I think, third, yeah, on his third thread, he says, "Sue me, motherfucker. I have 187 witnesses." Now, the thing is, he can be sued for writing this entire thing to begin with, but listen, I mean, I think it's, I mean, at least it's brave enough to even talk about it.
Yeah, that's a big step.
Mm.
It's a big step just coming out, even in today's society with so many people accepting all
Mm.
around the world. It's still very hard to come out to some places, and
Mm.
it's not good. It's not like it's hard to explain, even for my situation. Like it's hard to come out and feel like you don't have to feel nervous. You don't have to feel
Uh,
like, oh, maybe I will get kicked out and that kind of stuff. It's not
uh,
fun at all. Get mistreated.
I know two people who came out, one is gay, one is trans, and I've had absolutely no issues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
they're
I'm
just
happy
another
that you
person.
guys, yeah, you guys are like open-minded, good-hearted people that just different from some others out there that are still kind of living in their beliefs and how they were like taught when they were younger, how to actually you should actually behave in society, which nowadays is not at all the same way.
Oh no, everything has changed. No, nothing will ever stay the same.
True. Even though it feels like we're going back in time again with some states and some countries here in Europe, for example, we're going back again. It feels like, for example, with now the war, everything, like I
Oh, I
mentioned
mean,
earlier.
history repeats itself. That's just how
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. And it's not good.
No, because we don't like to learn from our mistakes, learn from the past, and to not, I guess, do it again. Not repeat it. But people just they don't think that way,
Yeah, and it's awful.
and it's so sad. I mean, I did cover a lot of this in last episode, but like still, I mean, everything that's going on with this whole, like the biggest thing with me is the fact that like religion especially like heavily frowns upon that kind of group of people, but yet their whole purpose is to spread love and kindness, but all they do is just spread hatred.
The opposite.
Yeah, the complete opposite. And you know, if the saying goes like we're all made in like God's image or whatever, you know, how do I word that? Like, why would something exist that God wouldn't want to exist?
In that case, he would never have created the hormones to be able to feel differently about your body and your feelings towards others. In that case, and that comes from me, who is not really a believer in this kind of stuff from the Bible and that kind of stuff. I'm just saying it straight out. I'm not a believer, but I don't mind people's beliefs. I don't care what you believe in, as long as you don't try to, do bad stuff. Other than that, you can believe in whatever you want, and I am totally fine with it, as long as you're not a bad person in mind.
Saying reminds me of someone else who said it, who was on the podcast. Like, no, I wasn't there for it, but Daniel, he said something similar.
Yeah, that's an interesting episode. That was what, 2 hours long?
Yeah, 2 hours long.
That I
You're
refuse to listen to that episode.
How come? What happened? I haven't been able to watch
to-
every single episode.
How do I like to put this? So like how you said, I don't believe this stuff, but I'm fine as long as it's not being brought to me. Instead of it being religion, it's LGBTQ.
Wait, what?
It's the LG, like, gay community.
So he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm supportive, but I don't believe it exists. Is that what you mean? Wait, I'm so.
No, except he doesn't really support it. That's the thing.
Yeah, he
So he doesn't support it, but
it's-
he has no problem with people
No.
are in it, or.
yeah, the episode title is contradiction because he contradicts himself heavily in that episode. Like he said, oh god, do we dare bring up the Confederate flag? Harry's smirking because he knows.
Yeah, sorry. Like, after he says, how people get so misconstrued about it, I had to look it up, and I can confidently come to the conclusion that no one is misconstrued by it. It means what it stands for. He's just trying to cover it. But yeah.
And if you don't know what the Confederate flag is, it's a flag that basically stands for slavery.
Yeah, and it was proven more. It was proven more when a white supremacist killed 9 black people
What the
while having a
hell?
flag around. So
And he
Yeah,
pretty much
so-
said that he proudly like waves it around or like carries it.
yeah,
And he's like, okay, but that's not what it stands for to me. It's like, dude, okay, but that's the representation of it. And he's like, I don't care what people think of it. It's like, okay.
and like I literally went around asking everyone I know, what do you think? Okay, so this guy says he supports or like waves the flag proudly, and having said that people misconstrue about it. What do you think of him saying that? And they've all said the same thing. He's a fucking nutcase for saying that. So it seems like Now, everyone I've asked here is Irish, alright? But like, we all know a lot of American shit too. So
Yeah, I'm actually impressed you guys know a lot.
but yeah,
Wait,
no.
who do you mean with you guys? Is it me and? Yeah.
Oh
Well-
no, because he said the him and the rest of the Irish
Everyone,
people.
everyone I asked
Ah.
about, everyone I asked about this guy, saying people get misconstrued. Like everyone I've asked were Irish, so they obviously all know the Confederate flag, and I've even asked people that Ryan doesn't like that I know of. Even they have said how absolutely stupid it was.
One of them follows me on Instagram, and I don't know how to think about that.
But anyway, yeah, that's the point. Like hearing you say it the way Daniel said, I thought that was pretty amusing. Oh,
Like
oh,
that episode, it hurts my head, but because like it's so insane, it almost makes you laugh.
it
Ah.
freaks me out, but I don't mind if they do it.
And and he there was a part in there where he was also talking about like how did Tyler put it? It was like just scenarios that would never happen, and it had to do with the LGBTQ community. Did you get to that part?
I don't think so.
Where basically he just says like, well, what if like some guy just came up to me and said, like, hey, I just had sex with this dude last night, and he's like,
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about someone else. Oh,
Oh,
I
no,
thought you were
no,
talking about
no.
off podcast.
yeah,
He gave the same example. Let's say you're in Walmart and you're wandering about and it's like, hey, I did this to this other gay person, and it's like back away and shit like that. He just gave
it's
the
like
same example.
nobody would ever go up to somebody random and boast about that. Even if you're straight, you still like, hey, you don't have a guy or a girl coming up to you saying, hey, I just boned this person. Like, no.
I mean,
It
I mean,
doesn't-
I've had Christian people do that to me on the same center before, but that's about it.
And see, like Daniel versus myself, he gets violent about it. Like he said that he
He
would.
said he would beat the shit out of anyone who.
And I tried to
who, like-
I tried to counter him with that, and I'm like, well, why? Like just walk away. And then I think he tried to say like, well, what if they follow me? It's like, dude, they're not gonna follow you. And if they do, then just keep walking. Just ignore them. It's not worth it.
Just get your truck and drive away.
Exactly.
Like,
Like let them bother somebody else, and however they deal with it, they deal with it. Just you be the better person. And he's like, but I'm gonna deal with it the way I want to, because it's how I deal with it. It's like, oh my god.
how does that make you look any better?
I don't know, but I don't think I'm gonna have him on here anymore after all of that, because that's just that was a headache. I was actually like I was not the good excited, but I was getting excited in the moment, like up in energy about it, because it's so stupid. It like just I don't well okay. I'm not gonna say too much about this dude, because there are some things that I could say that would summarize what he is, but I'm not. I don't want to start beef. We just got into the new year, and I'd like to try to keep it clean. Clean slate with everybody. But you can't please everyone, so that's the thing.
Well, I think you can't really have a year without a little bit of dirt on it. Because not everything will be okay during the year. Like,
Oh no.
I mean, when you broke down on stream last
Yeah.
year. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and
Well-
I'm glad I was able to make that documentary.
What about you, Moon? Did you have any shit? going on back in 2022?
Oh,
Okay.
2022 was one of, how do you say it? It was both one of my like best New Years and also one of my worst years because it was
Troublesome.
yeah, it was troublesome because it was actually the year I tried to come out to my family about being trans and everything.
Right.
And they started pressuring me to do stuff that I never thought they would pressure me to, which I'm not even gonna mention because it's not
Yeah.
fun for me to.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. But also, the fun part about the New Year's from 2022 to this year is I actually came out to a few friends IRL, and they actually accepted it, which I was surprised and honestly excited and happy about. As well as I got to know that one of my friends over there here is actually also trans, which made me very excited and got us a lot closer to each other as friends, which was really nice.
So you were a little more confident.
Yeah, a lot more confident around some of my friends than some of my family now, unfortunately. But that will hopefully change in the near future. I hope.
Right.
Yeah, let's definitely hope.
Because it's kind of weird, because my family accepted me for liking both girls and boys, but they do not accept me for being trans. It's a weird thing, actually.
Yeah, it sounds more like they're all for you, having your own preferences, but then when it comes to you wanting to change yourself, that's where they're like, "Whoa, okay, what are you doing now?" I, I like I don't see why it even matters.
My mother actually started getting really personal and were asking herself in front of me if he had done something wrong whilst trying to like make me grow up to be a better person like as I grow older, and she was trying a bunch of stuff and it was driving me nuts how she was, it was almost like she was talking about how she had fucked up and not how I was trying to get better.
So she was pretty much in denial.
Yes, pretty much. Something like that.
Was like that just tells me that they're not and I don't mean to speak poorly here about them, but I'm just saying like God damn it, my brain, I don't know what's going on. I cannot remember. Like I knew what I was gonna say, and then I said that to cover my ass, and and then it's just poof gone. Hang on, give me a second to
fine,
try to
it's
think. What was I gonna
worries.
say?
I know the feeling. It hurts.
It's like you know what you want to say, and then like in the next second, gone.
It just snaps with a finger and it's like gone. It's so irritating.
Fuck, I can't remember at all what I was gonna say. I'm trying. Okay, so your mom is not like I'm trying.
She doesn't accept I'm trans,
Right.
but she accepts them like pansexual bi.
And with her saying, like she thinks she fucked up. Like, no, it's not that. It's the fact that you finally found out, or you finally found yourself and who you really are, and who, like, and
Yes.
you feel a certain way, but they think that it messed up on that. It's not that. It's your chemistry. It's you matching yourself with how you naturally feel with your own chemistry, and going and like transitioning. I feel that's you trying to feel how you truly feel on the inside.
Yeah, because
So
I'm not gonna lie, before I
yeah.
even told you, I actually have felt that for a few years, but I was unsure about it for actually a long time because I was like wondering, is it just I'm getting more gay or something like that? But no, it was actually like now I am trans and bi pansexual, so that's something, I guess.
And I have so much empathy for you and the rest of the whole community, because you shouldn't have to struggle to be accepted for you trying to be yourself. Everybody's so stuck on traditional methods and just traditional. But the traditional media is not helping by any means.
Or school.
Sure that.
Yeah, no,
Or
that,
school.
yeah. And even like the general public and religion and all that, it's making it so much harder for people to come out of the closet, because they already kind of are anticipating that they're not going to be looked at the same way, and they're going to be shunned because they're not, the person that is making the transition is not going to be accepted for being what they want to be, because they've been known for so long to be the way that they are already. And
Well,
what?
I think that it would have been a lot. It would have been like back in the mid 1900s. I'm pretty sure that's when they were really trying to force people not to come out. But I'm like, surely like nowadays, like it's not as aggressively pushed any further. Like surely.
See, like, why would they be? Why would they try to, like, keep people from coming out? Like, why would they try to keep people from being who they really are? I'm struggling to understand that concept. It makes no sense to me.
One other thing
I mean,
that I just got remembered is one other thing. Me and an IRL friend that knows I'm trans, and he's a really good friend of mine. I could not have gotten any better friend in my case with him. He actually showed me a bunch of facts that I had no idea about. Like, for example, back in the days, a few hundred years ago, it was actually apparently set that pink was actually a boy color and blue was actually a girl color back in the days.
Oh yeah.
In those years. And then
I didn't know.
also they actually had boys had to wear female clothing at school and at home and everything, because it was hard to make certain clothing correctly for school uniforms.
I
So
imagine
they actually went with like dresses. Even boys and girls went with the same dresses in school, and the type of both shoes that is really hard to walk in.
And then all of a sudden, later
All
down
of a
the
sudden,
line in
society
time,
just felt like, no, this is wrong. We should switch it around for some madness reason.
yeah, man, I could talk about this topic all damn day. It's like there's so much involved with it that's insane, and like I could pick apart the logic of this, or really lack thereof, but
I mean, one thing for sure is that if you come out in Russia, then you'll be shot, because they're heavily against that kind of stuff. Cause like this is like the 10 minutes time me bringing up media, but you know the Pixar movie Onward with Tom Holland and Chris Pratt.
that's that.
Onward.
That's on
The ones that look like trolls. The trolls.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, there were a few LGBTQ scenes in it. So like, Disney like had to cut out any parts, so like they would be acceptable for Russia and China to
Yeah, they actually had to
distribute.
cut out some comic parts when I think it was a young Superman coming out as gay to a friend, and they started kissing in a comic scene.
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to cut out that for certain countries and certain states in the US, I even think, if I'm not remembering it wrong, and it's weird.
Remember, you know the poster of Black Panther?
Yeah, Black Panther.
Yeah. So for a poster, it's Chadwick Boseman's face, right? But in order for it to go into China and Russia, they have to put a black mask over him, over his
The
face.
fuck? What the hell?
So you're putting okay, not to be racist, but they're putting black on black.
Yeah, because I'm watching a movie called Babylon. a few days ago. I thought it was really good, like what reviews say. And there was a scene where they were trying to appease Southern Americans by having like a black trumpeter put like black chalk over his face, and it really offended him.
That reminds
Well,
me
yeah.
of when back in the days for Disney Channel, they actually painted. I'm gonna sound so rude, but they painted a fat guy black to make him fit in with some kind of culture in one of the Disney series. Zack and Cody in that hotel, the twins, you know. They had to paint certain people in black color for it to make sense, but they didn't want to hire a certain black people for the scenes.
If that doesn't say contradiction, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got this black person as our mascot, but we don't want to hire an actual black person to do it. It's like, what? I swear the logic in these people, or really lack thereof, but I don't know. Some people just they act and don't think.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. It's a lot to think about.
So, what does everyone do for exercise?
But that was the whole topic jump.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to go on about?
I mean, I work out a few times a
No,
week. Maybe.
no, I'm talking. No, is there anything else you want to bring up from what we were talking about just there before exercise?
Oh, I mean, I got nothing else. It's brain numbing, this whole thing.
Okay, what about you? No, anything else?
I think I can bring up again the thing I talked about earlier.
Okay.
Before I asked you guys what your guys' thoughts on the whole LGBTQIA plus thing was, which was the part with the youngsters and young children actually getting touched and searched inside the clothings before they went to the school back in the days in the US in certain public schools because they did not allow trans people or trans kids in certain schools, which is fucked because why in the greatest minds would actually have a parent that would agree with this to actually have their child actually getting ripped naked in the school just to see if they were trans or not? It's madness.
That's incredibly wrong.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it also, as you were saying that, it made me think of this, I want to say it was a TikTok that I saw, as I was just kind of scrolling through, and I just saw this, and, maybe it was a YouTube short, I don't know, but, either way, there was this 14-year-old girl that had, like, a TikTok account, and, like, some, I guess, 40-year-old dude is, like, watching this content and whatever, and she's got all kinds of followers and all that, and you know, it was getting to the point where he was wanting more, if you know what I mean. And so the parents, I guess, agreed to have agreed to have the daughter sell face-only pictures to the guy, just to kind of keep him, you know, calm or whatever. Which I don't understand it in the least bit. But then later on, it escalated because the guy was not very. He wasn't content with that. He wasn't. You know, he wanted more. So the guy gets a gun. I forget what kind of gun, but he gets a gun, and he finds where this girl lives. Now, mind you, she's 14 years old. And he finds where he lives, or where she lives, and immediately, as soon as the dad sees him, straight to the head with another. He just shoots him, point blank, dead. It's like good, but then, you know, I mean, good on the parents for that, but also at the same time,
it's their fault that it first happened.
Why would they agree for the daughter to sell face-only pictures to an older dude, that in itself is a red flag.
That's a huge red flag right there.
I mean, like, yeah, you have this big problem over here with this creep, but then you also have the parents making very poor decisions. So nobody really is in the right here.
Technically, they were all in the wrong all the time because they also had to commit murder at the same time at the very end, which is not human. In my opinion, at least.
I mean, the creepy dude found where the girl lived and went to their house.
Yeah.
So
Just
I can
that
understand
is
that, but
madness.
still, like, I can understand if she was 18. That would make some things a little better, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. If she were 18, it would be less bad, but still bad.
But at the same time, it would be bad because then the child would, or the adult in that case, would have really over-controlling parents that would not leave them alone.
I just, well, I can't get over the parents, and I don't mean to laugh. It's just, I'm laughing at how insane that whole thing is.
And how stupid it is, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, that... I don't know. Let's see if I can find this. I don't know. It'd be... I want to say it was my YouTube Shorts is where it was. No, not my videos. No. No, history. Let's see. Wait, will it not let me? There we go. Please. No. Well, yeah, you guys can talk while I search for this.
I mean, the reason I even brought up the whole exercise thing is because I was out cycling for, like, the first time after 3 months or so.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, that's really the only form of... I mean, aside from walking, which is fuck all to you, but... you know, cycling, that's pretty good, like... we did, like...
Found
I
it.
did, like, a 3-4 hour cycle. Going up
But
a
that's
really
still
big mountain.
really good.
Yeah,
Like,
there's-
any form of exercise that helps your heart to improve is really good. It also helps with your sleep, your stamina, and your thinking process in the same time. So that's really good.
well,
So,
at the same time,
I'm sharing my screen
Well,
so you can see it.
Okay,
Go ahead,
let's-
Harry. I know. I'm letting you know.
well, at the same time, you'll feel absolutely wrecked after a 3-4 hour cycle. So, like how I am right now, but
Oh,
I
damn.
can just if it's worth it for the the stamina and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it was
she's actually 15, but that doesn't make it any better. But still,
That doesn't make it any better.
you guys seeing the screen?
Yeah,
Yep.
I see it.
Okay, here we go.
This is the story of Ava Majuri, a 14-year-old girl who
Oh, she
blew
is
up on
14.
TikTok. The people were following her for a reason, but one simp took it too far. 18-year-old Eric Justin 111 messaged her everywhere, eventually getting in touch with kids in her grade to get her attention. To make him go away, Ava and her parents willingly agreed to sell face-only selfies to the man for $150 each. That didn't work. When things got worse, Ava blocked the man, but he used his sources at the school she went to find her address. And at 4:30 a.m. on July 10th, 2021, broke into her house with a shotgun, where he was shot dead by Mr. Majuri. She has moved and is now homeschooled to avoid her classmates, yet her social media accounts are still active.
Everyone in our generation now wants clout or wants numbers behind their name.
And if she wants to keep those numbers up, she's gotta keep posting. This is
Like, okay, I get what she's saying, but at the same time, an 18-year-old dude just tried to come after you. Like,
Yeah.
that should be a little more concerning. And also, I thought the dude was 40. Maybe I saw someone in the comments say
was a
that,
huge
but
difference.
yeah, maybe I was remembering something I wrote in the comments, but yeah, no, that whole thing is messed up. Like the years old with and somebody that's a 4-year difference, but still 14, 18, legal adult, not legal adult.
Mm-hmm.
Not even at the age of consent yet. That's a big thing.
If we even talk consent, do you know? I believe you guys also know this, but it's. I still think it's really stupid how age of consent is 13 in Japan.
13?
Last time I read it online or had some of my
Yeah,
friends
hold on.
told me, it was 13.
Hold on.
The age of consent here is like 16.
The
Over
age
here
of
is
consent
19.
here, I think, is between 15 and 18. 15,
Japan,
yeah, it's 15 here, or some, if they haven't changed the rule yet.
Japan panel calls for raising minimum age of consent to 16.
16, okay, so they raised it, okay.
Yeah, so 113, they're moving it to 16 now.
Okay, thank fuck.
Yeah, over here it's 18. Well, unlucky for Ryan, the drinking age here is 18.
Yeah, I
So
had
of course,
to wait
we have
an
to wait a few
extra-
more years.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
But-
confused, what?
I mean,
Okay, so the drinking age in America is 21. The drinking age here is 18.
Yeah, in my
For
country,
alcohol.
in my country, we have to be 21 to drink.
Oh, we have to be 21 to buy drinks, but we can drink at 18 here.
Oh,
That's the weird law, but okay.
so it's like you can drink at 18, but you can't order or buy drinks.
Yeah,
at
What's
18.
the
unless your parents
difference?
give you or something like that.
Either way, it's
The
gonna
difference is,
it's gonna
for
be in your
example,
possession.
alcohol or energy drinks allowed at 18 to drink, but to buy it yourself, for alcohol specifically, at the store is 21.
Wait, did I hear that correctly? Did you say you can't drink energy drinks until you're 18?
Technically, it's 18 on the can, but yeah, some people, teenagers, they
Oh, yeah.
buy energy drinks either way.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was drinking Monster at like what, 13?
I have never drinking Monster because I can say this actually because I don't feel bad about. I feel ashamed about it, but not in that sense of way. When I was just born, I was actually born with a weird condition with my kidneys, so they almost killed me before I turned 1, and yeah, I had to do a really weird operation and be in the hospital for a whole year, I believe it was, to even be able to stay alive by that. And then my doctor told me, even if I wanted to test it, energy drinks could actually bring up my death. So, yeah, I'm not gonna try that.
I mean, we're all dying as soon as we're born.
Every
It's-
time we eat, we're going.
Oh yeah, I mean, but we're slowly on our way out anyway. But you know, you live
Basically, what
live
they're
like you
saying
have
is,
one,
yeah,
live like it's your last day. You know.
yeah. That
Make the
doesn't
best of
help
it.
actually in my
What?
case because I started getting heart issues after the first coronavirus vaccine.
Okay, yeah,
But
don't
no
drink
at
any
all.
monsters. Don't do that.
Yeah, like how do you say it? After the first COVID vaccine, my heartbeat one day when I woke up turned up to, what was it? A little bit
BPM?
over
BPM?
200. Yeah, a little bit over 200 BPM just by relaxing, and it just skyrocketed from there to like 250, and somehow I was still alive. And yeah, I was about on the brink of death, and that happened actually before I moved to the new house I'm in now, so about 2.5 years ago.
Was it just
No, one of
anxiety or what?
No. It was the day after. I had a hard time sleeping. Woke up, ate some breakfast, was about to go and help my parents with some stuff at home because we were planning to move to this house we're at now. And then I started to get a weird sensation in my chest, started to hurt, and then all of a sudden I can just feel how my heartbeat just go like all, how do you say it, like all rapid and speeded up the pulse and everything, and all of a sudden I'm laying on the floor screaming for help from my parents, and they come and for no reason at all they say stay calm at the same time as they are feeding me sugar to try and keep my yeah sugar.
Were you falling hypoglycemic? Was that what it was?
No, because I think it was the vaccine together with bad sleep. And the same thing has happened now every time I've taken the COVID vaccine. I've gotten some weird kind of heartbeat issue with my heart. For now, for example, after my third vaccine, I have to be really careful on the way I have, like what I do throughout the days, because if I do something wrong without planning it correctly, it can actually skip beats more than usual. So sometimes I can feel like for 5 to 10 minutes that it skips like every third, every second beat really fast, and I can feel how my heart almost stops sometimes, which is very scary.
Oh yeah.
Well, always be sure to get sleep because me having a couple of years ago having gotten a lack of sleep has bit me on the back of the leg pretty hard.
Yeah.
Basically, if you don't know what I mean, is I developed epilepsy back in mid-2020 from severe lack of sleep. So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, so with your lack of sleep, did you just like stay awake and like consecutive like days in a row, or
There were
or
days.
was just your sleep just fucked up?
No, basically, like there were, cause like I had I had like 4 projects going on that year that were all going on at the same time, and there were times when you used to have like 1 part or 2 parts going the show, and I was ended up having to stay up nearly at 2 or 4 in the morning
Oh,
because of 4. If I dropped one subject, it would have taken a few rocks off my back, but you know. Anyway, so yeah. Not
You
it's
haven't
not it's
had
not
any sleep issues, right, Ryan?
huh?
You haven't had any sleep issues.
Oh no, but I do need to get an actual bed instead of my futon because my lumbar is just it needs help. It's bad. It hurts.
Okay.
well yeah, my epilepsy has been under control since March 24th last year.
I think I don't think I know at this point that for bad reasons I have gotten insomnia and I need really strong sleep meds to make me fall asleep.
And well, and speaking of which, like melatonin, like they sell that
Yes.
at stores, but the thing is, if you
It's
regularly
apparently
start,
addictive free, and it's apparently supposed to be good for you to fall asleep, but then there's another
Yeah.
medicine that keeps you asleep.
but see,
There's
like,
2 versions.
y-
There's one melatonin that is very useful if you want to get tired and have easier way to fall asleep. And who is making a thumbs up on the screen?
yeah, that's Harry.
And then there's another version that makes you stay asleep for quite some time until your alarm wakes you up or you wake up by yourself. That one can be more dangerous, but the other one is less dangerous, at least what the doctor tells me.
Right, but what I'm saying is like melatonin, like that they sell that, and the thing is, your body already naturally generates melatonin. It takes the serotonin from you waking up or whatever with the sun and shit, and later on converts to melatonin, which then it helps you sleep. Now, the thing is, if you were to take the melatonin from the store-bought stuff, and you regularly take that, your body is going to notice, like, oh, hey, you're giving me melatonin, so I'll just stop generating it since you're already giving it to me. So that could also be dangerous. It could, like, if you keep giving it melatonin, it'll just stop relying on itself to do it, and it'll rely on you now to give it what it naturally already gave you. So,
Sure.
like, I mean, I haven't done melatonin, but I know people that have, and they're even like, yeah, no, I use it very sparingly because, you know, my body will stop producing that if I continue taking this. I'm like, well, that is kind of dangerous. But then I also thought about it. I'm like, if you take melatonin regularly and then your body stops producing it, does that mean, like, if you stop taking melatonin, you would just be alive forever? Like, you just never sleep? Is that how that goes?
I mean, I had a really hard time sleeping the day before today, actually, because how do you say it? After I took my lunch yesterday, I was at a sleepover yesterday with a LGBTQ club. We had a sleepover. It was really nice. And I had such a hard time falling asleep. I fell asleep because I was tired, generally really tired after lunch, as you usually get, because you get all full level to relax. But
Yeah.
after that, how do you say it? I fell asleep and woke up 3 times in the afternoon and then 5 times in the night, and then I couldn't fall asleep for the rest of the night.
Like,
So I had to
just
stay
one of those
awake.
moments.
And that was simply because I hadn't taken my melatonin that night, and I had a really hard trouble falling asleep because I didn't take my melatonin.
Well, if you're a light sleeper, unlike myself, then you'll probably have a hard time sleeping.
Yep.
Yeah, sleep schedules are very important. I would know because I have a fucked up one. I
don't
work
even-
overnights and it does not help.
This is gonna sound like a funny thing, but normally I would use my phone, to wake me up. But because my youngest brother Daniel, who's the only one left in secondary or high school in your case, he is rather lazy getting out of bed. So like my mum has to fucking scream at him. So like my mum's basically my alarm clock because she fucking screams at such a high level. So it's like, oh great, time to get up.
Hey, bro, get the fuck out of bed!
I mean, thankfully, I
Rise
was
and
never lazy.
shine!
Only, don't want to get a little graphic, but one time Mum pulled Juve to reveal Daniel is bearing you. That was fucking,
Damn.
Have you ever had water
even
poured
I,
on you?
even I was a victim to that at one point.
I haven't had water poured on me, but I have had. I don't remember who, but I've had one time when I fell asleep, and someone put literally. I don't know if they put it by default or if it was by accident, but like I just had an alarm ringing inside my brain. It felt like, and I then woke up to like notice that someone set an alarm right next to my ear to wake me up easier. Like I could have heard that from miles away. It felt like.
Jesus. It's almost like they're trying to break your eardrums.
I actually had to shake my ears when I was younger because of one accident when someone said to me, "Here, put on these headsets and listen to this music." He blasted full volume on every setting into my ears. Had to go to a doctor's to check it, and apparently my ears was fine, even better than what they normally should be. I heard the tiniest volume ever on their test, and they were like, "No, you should be fine." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, my eardrums aren't punctured or anything. Yeah, I'll be fine. You know.
I just hear, weird sounds here and there. I just hear someone whistle in the background where there's only me around, like, Yeah.
I know for sure my hearing's fucked. Because normally I have to ask twice what someone says.
Oh yeah, but that happens to me a lot. But that is mainly some of my diagnosis that does that to me. That sometimes ADHD and autism can cause that to you, so that you have to hear it a second or a third time for your brain to actually process it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like one thing I struggle with is trying to hear people that are very soft spoken.
Soft spoken.
Yeah, like, and they can even be like right next to me, and I'm still like, say that again? What? Because
Oh yeah, I have that issue as well.
yeah, I mean, like, I can hear almost everything, but when
For some
when
reason, it
people are
sounds like they're mumble.
yeah, that and they talk really quiet, and especially like, you know, I'll be at work and they'll be at the other end of the aisle, and I'm, you know,
Dark side.
we do have a section called that. Yeah, and like they'll be on the other end of the aisle and we'll be talking, and you know, they'll be way the hell over here, and like, I mean, you can kind of hear me now, but you kind of can't at the same time, and I'm just like, can you speak up, maybe? It's like I can't hear. Like maybe if you yelled a little bit, I would be able to hear you.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I get some. You know, there are also people that are very soft spoken and very quiet because, you know, some people have rough family lives, and you know,
And then there's also this condition that happens in your vocal cords I've heard about, but I don't know if it's fully true. Is some people are actually born to have more of a stronger and louder voice, whilst others are born with more, like, how do you say it? They have a harder time speaking up. Some people have it because of family conditions and that kind of stuff, but otherwise some have actually medical conditions where they have to speak a certain way to not destroy what their throat and their vocal cords.
yeah. Well, we're about to wrap this thing up in about 4 minutes. Anybody got anything they want to wrap with?
Did you say wrap with or conclude the session with?
Conclude.
Yeah.
Conclude.
We're not trying to be Eminem.
I was just about to say we're not trying to get Rap God in here. No.
Yeah, no. Well, does everybody have it? I can't even freestyle rap. I should just stop. And we out here on the very podcast, about to end this cast, and no, okay, I'm done. Anyway, anybody have anything they want to say?
Other than the fact that I'm looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy, no, not really.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Oh yeah, they said something in a news online that they will not allow you to go to a Chamber of Secrets with Hogwarts Legacy. They have blocked away that session.
What's been blocked? Hang on. Hold on. Hogwarts Legacy Chamber of Secrets, did you say?
Yeah.
Chamber.
Apparently that is not allowed in the game, which makes many people mad.
Hogwarts Legacy Chamber of Secrets remains locked. Something John headlines, everything articles of bring gameplay, go to base. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why?
I know, right? It's so stupid. When they have created such an amazing game,
Yeah.
I was even about to
Here.
buy it, and then I saw that, I was like,
Here.
I can wait a little more.
Right, Ryan, read like the first paragraph, and then just give your thoughts on it, right? Just glance through it, okay? On Discord, not Snapchat. But... So have a quick through the last paragraph, and then just say what you feel about it.
Now let's see, gamingdeputy.com. It's the first part. Am I reading it out loud or to myself?
Yeah, go first. Hear yourself out loud. Just the first paragraph.
Well, let's see. We're on a podcast, so I'll read it out loud. Hogwarts Legacy has been dominating the headlines of the gaming industry for a few weeks. Stupidly, but not because of great new gameplay revelations or other nice topics, the debate about the transphobic statements by Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling is currently massively heating up the discussion about a boycott. Now comes the next blow for the fans. The Chamber of the Secrets will not be accessible in the game.
The only thing, though, is that they have been failing to boycott it, because, as I've said around before, when they've been trying to, like, stop people from buying books, instead, it raised the sales more in J.K. Rowling's books.
Which
Yeah,
does
did I
that
hear
kind
something
of
about the trans situation?
doesn't
Or
that kind
did I-
of say something about the fans too? Like,
In-
like if they're buying J.K. Rowling's books like crazy, and it's all about that transphobia shit, doesn't that also kind of say something about the fans that are buying it?
I don't know if it's just a border or, like, if it's just to get other people who haven't
I
read
have
them
no
to
idea.
buy them.
People have right to buy books and read all they like, but like, what the hell?
Well, you know,
I'm sure.
What I'm saying is, like, if you know, if they know about J.K. Rowling's transphobia, and yet they're going to buy all these books, that also kind of says something about the fans that are buying these books.
Okay, I'm sure I could wrong this, but did you know that one guy went as far as to, like, literally print out all the pages, like, the numbers, pages, words, cover everything. The only difference is that J.K. Rowling's name is not there. So do you get where it's going?
Well, yeah, and you discussed that last episode too. Like how somebody's like, I guess, trying to rip her name from everything.
Separate the art from the artist.
Yep.
Damn.
Well, on that note, if Purple Moon, but like Moon. I'll just go with Moon. I can't remember everything else.
Yeah, I said earlier. you
Oh,
can
your
just
name's
call
right
me
there.
Moon, It's totally fine.
All you had to do is just look in the left side of my monitor, and there it is.
I literally changed it because I thought you would see it. I literally changed it just for that.
Yeah. Well, I saw it late, but there it is. Did you have anything you wanted to shout out or promote, whatever?
I'm trying to get back into streaming on Twitch, actually.
What's
Which
your-
is gonna be really fun.
And I'm guessing your Twitch is...
Purple Moon Owl _ VR on Twitch.
Yeah. All right.
You should definitely get back into it. It's pretty fun.
Oh, and Harry, I
Yeah.
actually work with a Twitch streamer. I didn't even know this.
Oh,
Yeah, her and I both work at the same store. So I was talking about you and like how you're trying to get into the Twitch thing, and I asked her advice, and she said, tell him to try to get a set like schedule of when you're gonna stream, so that way your viewers kind of have an idea of when you're gonna go live. So
yeah.
That is really
Okay.
important. Have a certain schedule throughout the week on what days and how many hours you will be able to stream, because that's very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
consistency, like especially on Twitch, is very important.
The embarrassing thing is that I forgot that Twitch even have a scheduling tool.
Oh,
It's totally
So-
fine. Shit happens.
well, let's go and end this podcast here. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you checking out the podcast and hope you enjoy our bullshit. Feel free to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or Google Podcast, and subscribe to the Very Podcast YouTube channel. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, we have a Discord server you can join. Just go to our YouTube channel's About tab, and you'll find the link there. With all that said, thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next week, and be sure to follow us. Bottoms up.
Yes, stay hydrated.
As we're drinking soda.
Not by Coke.